What's up, guys? Dustin von Warncke, the outdoor success guy, back with another video. Had my friend Gabe on Facebook send me a message privately, a Facebook message, and say, "Hey, dude, where's our video for this week?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're right. I'm sorry. It's been crazy since Saturday. I basically just was getting frustrated at a bunch of things happening this week, and I was like." Had the time, but not really the mindset to do the video right, because even though I talk about mindset, sometimes mine gets a little bit messed up and it gets busy and it gets crazy, and there's just a lot of craziness going on right now. But anyway, I was just thinking about two concepts here with you. Okay, concept number one: it all matters. All right, all the little things, all the investments that you make in your family, all the investments you make at work, all the experiences that you experience in life, all matter. All right, and the other thing is that the little things, as far as the little, it's like the Richard, I forget what his last name is. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. I've got his book right here, Richard Carlson. Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff, and that basically sticks with me, because the little bitty things are the things that nag away at my marriage. They're the little bitty things that nag away at my work life. They're the little bitty things that nag away. The big things I can handle pretty well. My wife and I have noticed the little things in our marriage are the ones that really are the problem, because they're just frustrating. They're just little nagging things that kind of get on our nerves about everything. And the main thing that I wanted to bring with you is none of that matters. Don't let the small stuff, don't sweat the small stuff, and don't let the small stuff get in your way. The big things matter, though. The little investments that you make in your time, and where you spend your time, because that's the one thing that we all have the same amount of in a day is 24 hours. What you do with that time shows your priorities, it shows your strengths, it shows your weaknesses, it shows where you're strong, and where you can bring improvement in. And basically, the more I do videos, the more I talk about this inspirational stuff on my podcast and other stuff. The Best of the Outdoors podcast, shameless plug. Basically, I just want to inspire you to get out there and be an inspiration and a blessing to other people. That's my whole goal in life in doing these videos, and connecting with you this way, and all the other things that I do in the outdoors, is just to be a beacon of hope and inspiration for this generation and future generations that come after it. And then it leads to something else. So again, it all matters, and I'm writing a column, my editor's column for the Lone Star Bowhunters Association. I wrote it partially this weekend while I was helping my friend at his outdoor business with the beginning of deer season. And basically, I just talked about the little bitty piddly things that we argue about a lot of times, especially in the bow hunting world. In the bow hunting world, this is a very big thing, and a lot of you guys aren't in that world, so I'll explain this. But traditional bow hunters will sometimes jokingly at times, but sometimes serious, say that compound bow hunters use training wheels, all right? And that they're not really bow hunters because they're not shooting the authentic stick and string traditional recurve or longbow or soft bow that they're shooting. Compound bow hunters, I've heard this many times, especially in 2009 when the crossbow law got passed, that crossbows could hunt right along with archery, with compound bows and traditional shooters. They passed that law, I think, a little bit too late in our realm, but anyway, we got it done. But they think that that's not really bow hunting, because they're hunting with the crossbow, and they're hunting with instead of hunting with the compound bow. Again, can't we all just get along? I mean, the thing that I want to say there is that it's all bow hunting. It's all hunting with a stick and a string. It's just the way that you hunt it, hunt with it. And why do we have to banter about that when we could get together and learn ways to get kids involved in hunting, learn ways to leave a legacy in hunting and our bow hunting, traditions, and pass it on to the next generation and other new hunters that are interested in getting into archery, because archery continues to grow, and in a lot of ways, and there's that tradition at least is there. But my whole point with all of that is, I've talked about this before, but the small things that kind of nag away at you, the small things that it all matters in the big picture of the investments that you make, and the things that are important. All right, that all matters. The little bitty things, don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff, are basically things that kind of, the things that won't even matter 10 years from now. The things that won't matter for sure in 100 years from now. And the way I look at it is that it all matters that I am a better person today than I was yesterday. I am a better person because of God, because of Jesus, because of my family, because of the things that I've gone through than I was yesterday. And every day and every way I'm getting better and better. And that's a Tony Robbins quote. I'm not a huge Tony Robbins fan, but I basically say, and every day and every way I'm getting better and better is just kind of a mantra to myself that I'm making progress and I'm improving and I'm moving one day to the next, to the next, to the next, forward instead of backwards. And we all go through challenges, we all go through frustrations, we all go through a lot of things like that. But I remember, one of the things that I always remember is being a dad for the first time in 2009 when Jackson was born, my son. And Jackson's in fourth grade now, by the way, which is crazy. We've been through a journey together with that deal. But, being a dad's the best thing I ever did with my life, I think. I'm still convinced of that. And the hard times for me back then were living without very little sleep and going at a breakneck speed with my work schedule back then when I was still in school fundraising. And it was wild, man. But the thing is, a lot of that time was a blur because, I was running on fumes so many times because I was not sleeping a lot because he was up all the time. And he didn't sleep through the night till like 18 months. It was crazy. So, we had a rough couple of years there. But the main thing and the main point that I'm making here is that all of the good things that I did back then matter today. And all the things, the good investments that you make positive, it's actually accentuating the positive, eliminating the negative. And it's the negative things you don't really remember that much. It's the positive things that you do. So basically, the one thing that I make a big point of all the time is that you're not going to probably remember the hard times and every negative thing that ever happened to you in the past. The things that our minds typically retain are the positive things and the lessons that we learn. And that's why God wired us the way that we did, is because that's one of the things we're supposed to understand. Two reasons we're here that I understand, at least: acquire knowledge, learn to love and care about each other. Acquire knowledge and learn to love and care about each other. If you're doing those two things, you are fulfilling your purpose. But to really define your significance and your meaning of life and everything like that is a personal thing. But for me, it's helping other people and inspiring other people and helping other people get where they need to be. And that's one of the reasons why I do these Facebook videos, is because that's really deep in my heart. So don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff, like Richard Carlson said in his book. And it all matters. All the little investments that you're making in your life, all the little investments that you're making in your family, in your time together, in your work and your pursuits, and all the different things that you're striving towards, all that matters. And I just want you to walk away from this saying today, yeah, it matters. My time is not wasted, because I get so many people that say I'm wasting time doing this or I'm wasting time doing that. And really, when it all boils down to, it's like the old country song goes, there's no such thing as wasting time. This is all learning experience. This is all a blessing that we're all here alive. I remember the story this past weekend, man. 24-year-old married couple just got married, got on a helicopter and crashed about 10 minutes later and killed them both. They had their whole lives ahead of them, the Bylers and the Ackermans. My heart grieves for that family. My heart really, really aches for them. And they had their whole lives ahead, and they're 24 years old, and then they die, taking off in a helicopter, going to an airport to go be whisked off on their honeymoon. They're not here anymore. And they were both still seniors in college. And I kind of think about what my life was when I was 24 years old, or a little bit younger than that, graduated college and got married. And it's devastating. But the one thing I want you to realize is that if you're here, if you're listening to this message, if you are dialed into this message, I know I've gone a little long today, don't sweat the small stuff. And life matters. It's all important, and it all matters in life. And this is a great experience that we have to share and engage with each other. This is a great experience we have to be a blessing to other people, and to be a blessing to each other and our family, and then to even strangers. People that we hold the door for at the store, or get the shopping cart out at the store, whatever the case may be. Just little bitty, acts of kindness, random acts of kindness to help each other along really go a long way for all that. So for the greater good, is what I'm always after, and that's what I always believe is important, is just serving God through serving others. And that's where my heart is for business. That's where my heart is for faith. That's where my heart is for all those things, is that life is precious. Life is important. Life is a blessing, and I want you to take that with you today. That no matter how many years you have left or how many years you've lived, it's all matters. It all is all important, and don't sweat the small stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, reading, and listening. Have an awesome day in the outdoors. We'll see you next time.